Got the recording going. Mr. Tim's joining. It's asking for a code. Cut code.
So who's excited for the cold weather we got going on right now?
It's actually a great question. Who in here prefers cold weather to hot weather? So everybody here prefers hot weather to cold weather? I like that.
I like that mid-range. I don't want the extremes.
Yeah. Don't want to scare away the fish too much. So Jacob, I'm going to pass you my phone so that way you can respond to anybody that's hopping up. Like turning this down too. Judd, will you mute that TV in there, please?
Oh, my name's Jacob on your phone then.
Yes, I changed it
So
officially. You're not Christopher anymore.
That's
So
great. I'm gonna say, what do you use?
yeah, it used to be Christopher because that's how his contract came through and it just saved in my phone that way. So everybody, first off, welcome to the office. I appreciate everybody making the time to make it out. I invited all of the parents of all the team members that we have currently. Our team is about 22, 23 people strong. And it really means a lot to me when you take the time to come out and find out what your child is doing. What's up, Colin? Welcome back. So basically I wanted to take some time. The first time I did this was last year. Now my goal is to start making these just biannual. And the whole goal was to be able to talk about what's upcoming, be able to answer questions. Hey, what is my child doing with this crazy knife thing? Like, what are the actual advancement opportunities that they can pursue, right? What are some of the things they're learning too? So as we're going through this, I like to kind of keep it interactive. I'll talk a little bit, love to hear feedback as we go through it. But the whole goal today is that you get clarity on what your child is doing in the business, what the opportunities are for them to be able to pursue, and then also get any of your extra questions asked too. Is that cool with y'all? Cool.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to today's agenda, I'm going to do a quick little welcome, which we covered. Introductions. I'm going to have everybody go around, introduce themselves really quick, talk about what we're building as a team, what are our goals for this year, and then from there, talk about the VMAs. My region manager, so my boss's boss, made a video for anybody that gets invited to this event, right? And so if your kid's been on the team for 2 weeks or more, and they've sold more than $1,000 on the team, they've been invited to this event. So it's a nice address from him, kind of talking about what the event is, what it means to him. And it's even an event that if y'all wanted to, you could go to as well. So it is open invitation for y'all to be able to see it. It's our year-end banquet. We call it the VMAs, not to get confused with the video words, okay? So after I play that video for him, we will look at the scoreboard. So that way you can actually see where your child's at on our leaderboard for this contest that we're in. And then I have Mr. Chris Franklin here, Jacob's father. He got to attend the event last year. And so I'm going to have him talk about his experience, what he's seen in Jacob since he started, and anything else that he really wants to talk about. And then I have Raymond hopping on. He'll be talking, again, my top representative, selling over $550,000. Worked with me for 4 years of college, paid for college in full, studied abroad in Barcelona, Spain, paid for all of that experience from the cash he made from Cutco. And then his dad.
It'll be just Raymond.
Oh, it will just be Raymond?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay. I was going to say, and his dad might speak too, and I have no idea what he'll say. So that'll be cool. And then from there, just question and answer. Give y'all the time to be able to ask me, Jacob, any of my representatives that are still here, or anybody that hops on the Zoom as well, just to be able to get honest answers that you probably have had questions about for a minute. Okay. So when it comes to experiences, first off, let's do the introductions. So we're going to go around. Everybody's going to do it. I want to know your name, right? Who's your child on the team? And then either what you do for work, or sometimes I've noticed people aren't comfortable saying what they do for work. You can just give away a favorite hobby. All right. Mr. Chris, will you lead us off?
My name is Chris Franklin. Jacob's my child. I'm an IT geek, but my favorite thing is I kayak, fish, and do tournaments.
And he's being humble, but he's good at fishing. So next, you can just do hobby. Obviously, we know where you work.
I was like, my name's Jacob. I don't have a kid, but they're not. And then my favorite hobby?
Yeah.
I guess going to Topgolf. I love going to Topgolf, just golfing. Something I can do that's like baseball, but not baseball. So. But he's not good. But yeah, it's not good, but I enjoy it.
It can still be fun, right?
My name's Alyssa. My favorite hobby would have to be shopping for sure.
Amen. And that said, if you are a representative as you're going, what is your role in the office, right? So Jacob.
I am the sales manager. I do the work in the office. He pays the bills.
That's essentially how we always pitch it. Jacob runs my office, I pay the bills for it.
Recruiting manager?
Yes.
Right? So, yeah.
And so little brag, she's been with us for 2 months. She's learned brand ambassador, which is representing on social media, what Kira's been doing as well. She's learned how to call and recruit people and set them for interviews. And now she's even run a couple interviews too. So she's over here learning some big things, growing a lot. Really proud of her.
I'm Melissa's mom, Aliana. I'm a teacher.
What grade?
Oh, middle school,
Cool.
7, 8.
Nice.
I'm also an editor.
Editor, like
Technical writer.
magazines, newspapers?
No, nuclear facility.
Oh, very cool. Lots of questions there.
I work all the time, so I don't do anything else.
Well, thank you for sharing. Nice to have you in, Eliana.
My name's John. I'm Melissa's dad. I'm a radiology technician.
Very cool. How long have you done it for?
I'm about 25 years, I think.
Congrats. Any hobbies there? It doesn't have to be radiology related either.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, painting.
You like artistry painting or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, very cool. Very cool. Alyssa, I want to see a picture one day. Next.
Oh, it's me. Alleviate. My mom's on.
Yeah, we just have our people on Zoom now. So I just noticed that Mrs. Sprouse joined us and Miss Renata. Turn this around. All right. Sorry.
Alleviate. Okay. Yes, my sport. I love running. Track. No.
Scholarship, right? Yeah. So she goes to UVA-wise, scholarship for track, over here crushing it, and even came off an injury and still doing really well.
We do try.
60 indoor, and then 100.
Very cool.
My
Hey, Jen.
name's Emmanuel Montiel, and
Yeah, my name is Eloy and actually I'm working on construction and all that.
Yeah.
My favorite time is Pacific on this time, cold times, we watch more than my other sons.
Yeah. E-Man has been a great example for y'all. He has consistently said, hey, like I'm a super busy person. I help my dad. I'm doing this. I have another job. And he's consistently on the newsletter, at least doing 1, 2, 3 appointments a week. So
Busy all the time.
amen. And 18 credit hours this semester.
16, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm Tracy Bull. I'm Jed's mom. I work for United Healthcare and I also work for UT's Pediatric Language Clinic.
What is what? UT what?
UT's Pediatric Language
Pediatric Clinic.
Mhm.
So
We work with kids with developmental delays.
that's awesome. Thank you for your heart.
My name is Jed Bull. I'm her son. I'm a sales rep here. Been here about a month. I like it. Anything else?
Hobby. This one should be easy. You've been talking about it nonstop.
Do a lot of stuff. I love and I'm very passionate about. What do you think? I would say.
What were you leaving for yesterday? And you forgot at home. Ice skating.
Oh, I'm pretty good at ice skating, actually.
Like every time we talk, I'm like, so what else? He's like, dude, oh man, I love ice skating. And he'll always start out with just saying skating. And I used to roller skate. And so I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. Like inline squat. No, dude, I remember ice skating. And I'm like checking people against a wall, or he's like, no, I'm actually a pretty good figure skater. So I cannot wait to see this kid on ice. It's going to be so cool.
Colin, I got 2 kids, salesman, and I like to work out.
2 kids.
Yeah,
What are their names?
Brandon and Jackson.
Oh, nice. Nice. Love you, man. College started with us about 10, 11, 12 days ago. We're going to talk about his numbers in a second. He's doing pretty good at the job.
I'm Carrie. I'm Kira's mom. I work for Mortgage Investors Group doing home loans. So if anybody's purchasing a home, come see me. I'll get you a loan. But we like to play volleyball.
Hey, man, are you good? I know she's good. Are you good too?
Yes.
Is that where she got it from?
Yes, we're a volleyball family. My husband plays too.
Oh, that's dope. SC2 is a conference we do,
Yeah.
and the biggest event of it is a volleyball tournament. Yeah,
How many?
you can come to that.
Is it doubles or?
They do sixes. Yeah. So, you know, if you want to come up, I'm recruiting for a volleyball team. I suck at it, but you know, it's about being a great recruiter, you know?
My name's Kira. I'm a brand ambassador and a sales rep, and my hobby is also volleyball.
Yeah. Ivy was talking about y'all's adventures in volleyball, and I was like,
Yeah, we
okay,
used to be beach partners.
y'all are like really good. Okay, cool. And then certainly last and certainly not least, on Zoom, we have Mrs. Sprouse. So Mrs. Sprouse, everybody can hear you on the microphone through the TV.
Okay, I'm Pam Sprouse.
Maybe, hold on 1 second. Let's see, same system. One more time. Nope.
I'm Pam Sprouse. I'm Carter Sprouse's mom. And
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to play it for, there we go. One more time.
I'm Pam Sprouse. I'm Carter Sprouse's mom. And we live in the Tri-Cities area. So that's why we're Zooming tonight.
Is Tim with you as well?
Pardon?
Tim with you as well?
No, he went back to school yesterday.
No, Tim. Your
Oh,
husband.
he's actually on another meeting.
Got you. Cool.
Yeah.
And what do you do for work, or what's your favorite hobby?
I work for a pharmaceutical company in Bristol. And I like to play pickleball or
Ooh.
travel. 3 of our kids live away, so we've gotten to travel and see them lately this past year. They're in
And
the area.
I was going to say, one thing I'll say about Carter is he was probably one of my sharpest, most like potential with the hardest call to the job. And he doesn't mind that I share this, Mrs. Sprouse. I hope you don't mind either. But when he came through training, it was just him and I. And when we run a one-on-one training, usually I try to make it really quick, try to get through it. Like, all right, cool, you're sharp, you can do the job. And he struggles with reading. And the core of the job is following a manual. And so we spent the extra time really making sure that we could chunk it down so that way he could actually digest it. And he's been crushing the job. And so one thing I always say is if somebody can read the manual that we train all of our sales reps from, and they can click the slideshow, like they'll sell Cutco. Like the job itself is not hard. It's doing the work that sometimes can be hard, right? So Mrs. Sprouse, very proud of Carter, excited to see how he grows with us as well. I know that Mr. Franklin, Jacob, is going to be opening up an office in Johnson City this year. And he's really excited to work with Carter as well as we go into summertime. And then last, certainly not least, sorry for cutting you off. What were you saying, Mrs. Sprouse?
Actually, his one of his brothers sold Cutco. I'm sure he told you that a few years ago in college when he was in college.
Very cool.
Yeah,
So you already have some Cutco?
we did. Yeah.
Nice. That made it a nice little layup for him. I love that. Well,
Mhm.
thank you for being on the Zoom. And last, certainly not least.
Hi, I'm Renata Knuckles. I am Olivia McClintock's mom. You kind of cut out earlier when I was hearing you talk about her, so I'm sorry I missed a little bit of that. But I am a proud mom of 2 kids that have gone through the Cutco system, and I have 2 more to send, so I'm excited about that.
And real quick, because you are Raymond's mom. So what is the biggest thing that you noticed changed in him as he worked through the experience?
His dedication to strive to be excellent in everything that he has ever done. So it just elevated tremendously while he was doing it. and he leads by example. So he's been a tremendous example for Olivia, and he's determined that she is going to be better than he ever thought about being. So just watching them correspond about how great they are at this job and how much better they're going to be is pretty exciting to see that enthusiasm and the growth between the two. So it's really a great company for them.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
Ray is one of the special people in my life. Like for him growing up in the business, actually working with him, he arguably is better than me at the job. We have a comma check wall up here. You might have seen it. These are for paychecks in a single week. And Raymond holds the largest paycheck over here at $8,300 on the wall. That said, that is not his largest paycheck in a single week here, right? He is somebody that has grown to a level of disciplined, or sometimes he's challenging me. He has a mission right now where he will not take another drop of alcohol until he is worth $100,000 in personal. And I was like, dude, that's awesome, right? And ever since he shared that with me at the beginning of the year, I'm like, all right, cool, let me match you. We got to get to work too, right? So really proud of Raymond. Thank you, Renata, for being on. Olivia, I cannot wait for you to be a better manager than he was, because
it's awesome.
That's going to be a fun adventure too. So our team for this year, our mission is to do $1 million. So quick little background on me. I started with our company back in 2012. So I always joke in training, I'm like, I wouldn't instantly get that remark, but yeah, I just turned 30. I'm about to turn 31 in March. So for me, I grew up a little bit poor. Didn't really have a family structure where it was like, okay, cool, mom and dad's gonna be able to pay for school. I was an AP honor student. So I made good grades. I had scholarships. I had grants going out of high school until I missed 5 weeks straight before fall break. And I got really sick. I didn't fill out my FAFSA in time, didn't have my college applications in. And so when I graduated, I still got to graduate on time because I was a good student, but now I didn't really have a plan. And so I put part-time jobs together, trying to make a full-time income, and making $725 is not the way to save money, right? And so when I got a letter in the mail from Cutco, I was like, cool, $12.50 base pay. Don't really know what a base pay means or what vector marketing is, but let's check it out. It's more money than I'm making now, right? And really the big things that appealed to me here were the intentionality behind growth, really becoming a professional. Farewell, Olivia, drive safe back to Greenville. And then how simple it was when my manager showed me how we represent the job. He said, you could work construction to make the same money, or you could just cut pennies and drink lemonades with Mrs. Jones. I'm like, cool. And then he cut the penny, right? Have your kids done a demo with you already? Well, Alyssa, you haven't started yet, right? That said, her day is coming. Miko, I believe he cut the penny for you, right? And when I saw that, I was like, shoot, if that's all I have to do to be able to make a decent income that's going to help me pay for school, let's check it out, right? I went home, told mom and dad about the job. Mom had done direct sales before, so she was for it. Dad was a UPS man for the past 29, 30 years. And he comes home and he's like, so I heard you got a job. All proud, my son's doing stuff in life. And it's been 5 hours since my interview at that time. He's like, so what are you going to be doing? And at that time, the only thing fresh on my mind was I'm selling knives. And that smile went into, I'm making good decisions, selling knives. And he actually hit me with it. He's like, Brandon, nobody's going to buy knives from you. In fact, if I need knives, I'm going to go to Ryan's and take some. I don't know who's going to buy steak knives from you, let alone any other knives. Kind of gave me a little chip on my shoulder, right? Got to prove that wrong. So fast forwarding, I've been almost every position in the company besides my bosses. I've been a brand new sales rep. I've been somebody that just focused on selling the product full time as an income, doing over 100 grand a year, numerous years. And then COVID happened, right? When COVID happened, that was a big scare for me because we meet through a lot of events like Fantasy of Trees. Got to hang out again there, right? When Fantasy of Trees comes around, I love that event. It's my favorite event every year. But in 2020, they shut down everything from March until about August. Luckily, Tennessee, we opened up a little bit sooner than most places, right? But at the time, I had no idea what I was going to do for an income, right? What ended up happening was we shifted everything virtual. And so we went into an office program where we could run training virtually through Zoom. We created a virtual interview platform. that allowed us to keep anonymity amongst our applicants so that we could do group interviews and then do individual one-on-one interviews after the interview's finished. And after my first time being a manager in 2014, I had no desire for it. I was like, I will never be a manager again. I did not like the experience just because I liked worrying about me and not other people. When it comes down to it, I can definitely say that's changed nowadays, right? But I tried it out, and that is the summer that I trained Raymond Knuckles. And it was all virtual. And when you see Raymond come on, he's here now. What's up, Raymond? When Raymond first got on, he had the same hair as me. And so I literally like, I was, is this a mirror? He really instilled in me I just have to be in with the right people to impart the wisdom on, right? I always love asking the question like, hey, if your kids would listen to you, like, what would be the one last piece of advice you would leave, right? And so training Raymond that summer, it really instilled my faith in management. And I, at the time, was in a place of, I still love selling. Like, I do the Fantasy of Trees, I do the Knox Boat shows, I do the home and garden shows. Like, I enjoy what our team members do as well. And so my mentality back then was, let's sell in the fall and spring. I'll be a manager in summer and winter because that's what we have to do. That's our prime recruiting time. And then cool, I'll just be a manager. And that went from, okay, I just want to train one good sales rep a year to where, okay, cool, we starting to build a staff. So where now we have awesome brand ambassadors, we have awesome assistant managers and sales managers. And this year our goal is to go for $1 million as an office. We've done 500K 2 years ago. This past year we finished right above 650. So we're going for right around 170% growth this year as a business. And I'm proud to say when we pull up these numbers in a second, like, your kids have been crushing it. I'm really proud of this team and I'm excited for where we're heading. So this year, the mission is $1 million, and it's not gonna be easy, but I know that if we get the right people in the right positions, which we started out so far doing, I know that this is something we can achieve. So we have a video, like I talked about, from our region manager, not even division manager. So my boss, he has a picture over here in the top left-hand corner. His name is Parker Greavy. I always joke about him because he's 6'5". You don't have a choice but to look up to our leader, right? And so Jeff Bry is the gentleman that I'm about to play a video for. He's going to talk about what we have called the VMAs, the Vector Marketing Awards. And so this is an event, again, if your child is a sales rep, that you can go to and attend, something for y'all to be able to look forward to next year as Alyssa crushes the job. And it's going to be something where he talks about it. I'll talk about what it is and the experience afterwards. But this is the event that really changed my trajectory in the business. I finally saw, oh man, $100,000 in a bonus check. That's insane. People selling $500 to $1 million personally a year in Cutco. What? And it opened up my eyes to the opportunity. So I'm gonna let Mr. Bry take it over.
Hey there, my name is Jeff Bry, and I'm the region manager for Vector Marketing and Cutco Cutlery. I'm sending this video out to parents, grandparents, and significant others of our Cutco sales representatives and managers to invite you to our annual Vector Marketing Awards. The VMAs, as we call them, they're like our Academy Awards. We're getting together in my hometown of Detroit, Michigan, to recognize our leaders for their outstanding performances this past year. We'll be staying at the Marriott Renaissance Center, which is a great hotel in GM's world headquarters right downtown. I'm sending you this video because I know how important support is from loved ones, as I've been with Cutco for over 30 years, and my parents have been to over 25 VMAs with us. I want to cordially invite you to attend. You know, your son or daughter can let you know about the pricing and the details. I'd love to have you see what we're really all about by joining us. You know, some of the highlights every year, we have promotions of our new branch and district managers. We'll be giving out awards to our leaders. We have some Rolexes to give out to top performers. And we do have one Hall of Fame induction, which is a career accomplishment with our company. You know, we had a tremendous year this past year, and we'd love to have you join us to celebrate. If you have any questions about the details, feel free to talk to your child's manager, or you can call me or email me directly. Our office phone number is 734-525-5200, or you can email me at bry, That's BRY at cutco.com. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I hope to see you there.
So now you have my boss's email. So if you ever have a complaint, say good things about me. So, when it comes to VMAs, couple of details for you. Like he mentioned, cool, my clicker's here. It's at the Renaissance Center in Detroit, Michigan. It's directly across from Canada. Literally, we can take a tunnel, go explore a whole nother country for those that do have a passport. There is a little bit of wiggle room to where they could, but this is a jam-packed session, okay? It's 2 big days. The first night is the awards banquet, where we do all the recognition, all the prizes and stuff that they're going to be giving out for yearly accomplishments. My favorite one is the Sword of Excalibur. They pull out a 6-foot sword for anybody that sells $200,000 in a year. And I cannot wait to win mine because I have not yet done that accomplishment, but this next year we'll do it. Okay. It's January 18th and 19th. And so I always hold this the week prior. So this is next week. Again, for somebody to attend, they have to be a sales representative, parent of, or be the guest and invitee of. So for instance, if Miko wanted to go, y'all wanted to come too, that would be arrangeable too. Okay. Now we drive up on the 17th because we typically start at like 12 or 1 o'clock. I like to sleep in, and I do not like leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning to try to be on time. So we leave up the night before. I am one of the only managers that pays the courtesy of that first night hotel room, just because we do drive up at such a distance. And then the conference itself covers, when they pay for it, the expense of the night, all the information, all the details and things like that too, which is on my next screen. But it covers the conference and workshops, 1 night at the hotel, and the full awards banquet and dinner. And I always tell my team I love free food. Than free food. Jacob, you want to help me? I love free expensive food. It is so good, right? And so we have different events where we can get free expensive food, whether it's on my boss's dime or going to a conference. So when it comes down to the cost, there's all different things that make it up. We have trophy costs. Even if we're not winning one, we still have to pay part of it. We have the technology that goes into it for displays, speakers, audio tech. Like truly, Chris will get to talk in a second about it. Like this is our most lavish event that we do every single year. And they really do go all out to make it special. We have the conference room. I rent this room out. I actually run 2 businesses. So I run a co-working space where I rent this room for $100 an hour. And then my side rooms, I rent for $50 an hour. You can only imagine what it is to rent a whole conference room out from GM's headquarters, right? And then we also have the food, we have the stay, and then we have all the materials that we give out too. Typically, we like to play with our team and be like, all right, it costs this much, it costs this much. In a second, I'm just going to show you what it costs. But it's to network with top people and really plant the vision for them of where they could be, right? I know that when I first started here, I did not see myself for 12 years. I always say, show me something better. I will go do it. But when it comes down to not having a diploma, I didn't finish college just because it wasn't for me, right? When it comes down to being able to grow consistently and be able to push my boundaries, this is what this event unlocked for me, right? It's a chance to see checks like you wouldn't believe, right? Really proud of Raymond's, really proud of Kate's. Jacob's even got one over here too, right? And these are older. Like we actually need to go in and update these severely because we have a lot of comment checks that we've had in the past year. And then on top of that, it's a fine dining experience at the GM headquarters. My favorite part is being able to walk downstairs because they have the 2026 versions of all their cars. I always go take a picture next to the Corvette. It's so clean. It's so cool, right? And so when it comes to cost, whether they're a manager, a Cutco sales professional, or even just a representative, we pay $294 for the event. It's included for the hotel stay. It's included for the meals, the awards banquet as well, and then all workshop materials that they provide on the second day. What's really cool though is that they actually give free Cutco for attending. So they get a $97 Santoku style trimmer, 4-pack of table knives. So they actually get up to $319 worth of free stuff. So if they actually sell that for cash, we have what's called a sponsorship program. They can actually take that and say, hey, you want to buy a Santoku trimmer? Cool. I'm actually going to be picking one up. So you'll just pay me the cash and I'll deliver it when I get back from the conference. And so it's negative $25 if they were to sell everything for cash at the retail value for them to attend the events. But it's a chance to meet my boss. It's a chance to really learn a lot about the business from people that are in the same spot as them, right? I love that Jed started just a couple weeks ago and he's already at $6 grand, right? It's really cool to be able to align him with somebody from a different division or a different region and be able to say, hey, this is who I want you gunning for this year, right? And then they get to hold each other accountable when they would have never had the chance to meet before outside of the event. It's a chance to make great demos, great phoning and referral skills because they learn from top people. And then it's also a chance to, again, challenge somebody that's kind of on your level, right? So it's a really cool event. It's something special. We actually have contests. Oh, too far. No spoilers. No spoilers. So we actually have a contest that they've been competing for. I'm going to kind of scroll in on this a little bit. That way I can make it a little easier to see. So for this contest, there's actually two. We have what's called the Leadership Academy. And the Leadership Academy is a group that we have in the fall and spring for our team members to learn all of the management skills and be their own managers of themselves and other people. And so anybody in the Leadership Academy, if they filled out a letter of intent, have $2,000 in savings, and they have at least one person that started the job also. They can show us that not only can I do the job, but I brought somebody on the team. Then they get to compete for a chance to go to Costa Mujeres, which is 2 weeks from now. So we're going to be leaving out pretty soon. The contest itself for just this event started on December 28th. We have until Monday, January 13th, to be able to finish these levels. At 3K, they get to go into a drawing for a homemaker set. At 5K, they win a dinner on My Boss. And like I said, I love free expensive food. Everybody that wins that gets to go out with Parker, My Boss again. And they get a fork. That way they can show off flatware, start selling flatware on their appointments. They sell 7K. They get, as you can see with Jacob right here, he's wearing a jersey. Cutco does a jersey every single year as a trophy. And they put the year that it was won, as well as the representative's name on the back. So it says Franklin on it, right? So they're really clean. They're really soft. I love these jerseys. My goal is to win 4 a year. That way I can use some for like working out and some that are nice, right? And then at 9K, they win the new 4-inch veggie knife. Did you get one of those? Have you played one of those?
Oh, no, not really.
Oh man, we gotta get you one. Here at work on this, right? And then at 11K, they get to go on the Wall of Fame in our region headquarters. At 14K, they win a 3-quart saucepan. So the reason that I have these prizes here, it's gonna show you where our team's at. So for the Costa Mujeres contest, we have 2 people in TLA. So Mr. Franklin has been studying this past year after running his own office. He'll talk about that in a second, to be able to compete for this contest. Oh, we got Mr. and Mrs. Sprouse back. Hello. So he's at 85.37 in total credit. He has to get to 10K. So he has a 1,500 gap between now and Monday night for him to be able to win a trip to Costa Mujeres. I've been on his butt about it. So now I got Chris here. He's going to kick his butt too. And then for the push, again, this started on December 28th. Starting from the bottom, we have Anna Morris, 157, Jada Jones at 214, Olivia at 218, Nico, 271. We have Hunter Reed at 477. Everybody above me, like they're crushing the job, right? So we have E-Man, 756. Keep up the good work. Eli Tackett, who started with us on Saturdays at 938. Jacob, 1352 for this time frame of the 28th through the 13th. This credit includes a couple of extra bonus credits that we had and the ability to sell over Thanksgiving break as well. Then we have coming up, Mr. Ben Lorton started with us 2 weeks ago at 2592. Mr. Jed Bull, what's up, man? 2607, number 5 in the push for our office. Mr. Carter Sprouse, glad that y'all could be here, Mr. and Mrs. Sprouse. Like I said, he's been doing really good. At 4,025, we have Molly Brinkman at 4780, Brink Colquitt at 5177, and then Mr. Colin Stedman, top of the leaderboards, 6464 for the contest. So a little round of applause for the team real quick. I'm really proud of them, right? And one thing that I was looking at when I was looking at the numbers from this past year was we are $3,000 up from where we were last year. But last year at this time, 15 grand of that was just Raymond's. So the fact that we have this many sales representatives putting us over where we were last year really excites me. It shows that we have the right people on the bus, that we're growing the right way, and I'm really excited to see where the trajectory of this office goes. So prizes, don't need those again. Don't need the scoreboard again either. So we do a newsletter. You can ask your kids about this too, but we do a newsletter every week to show top people in the region. All right. And so for instance, Mr. Brink Colquitt, who I just mentioned on that previous page, started on Saturday. He sold 4124 in his first 3 days of the job, becoming the number 13 person in the entire region for the week. And then we had, of course, Mr. Colin Stedman, 3978, right on his heels as the number 14 person for the week in the entire region. And this is across, I would argue, about 70 offices, just to give you a ballpark idea. Okay. So I'm really proud of our team. I'm really proud of where we're headed. We have tons of slides here. Carter Sprouse over here getting recognized for 1029. Jacob, is there anybody else on the screen I'm missing? Cool. And then we also have a weekend warriors for the people that are busy during the week. So newsletter, they had to sell at least $1,000. But to be a weekend warrior, they just had to sell $500 between Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so that's what this is recognizing as well. A big thing for me is recognition, really making our team feel valued for the work that they do. And that's why I love that we do this too. So what I want to do is take the time to give Mr. Chris the floor. Let me talk about this real quick too. Just to kind of show you where we're at. Our office in the entire region last week was number 10, and we have 10 division managers. So the reason that I impress that upon you now is to say that as we're growing, I want to be able to say our office is better than somebody that is at my boss's level. And not because of anything I do, but through the hard work that comes from the people on our team. Yeah. So, Mr. Chris, I want to give you the floor. About the VMAs or whatever you wish to talk about. Now, I met Chris last year this time, and I wasn't sure like exactly what his buy-in was. I know that he bought a set from his son, but when I had him come in, I was like, oh man, like what's he gonna say to me, right? And he didn't even know he was gonna be speaking last time. So this time he's got a little bit of preparation. So
His preparation,
He was told beforehand.
I knew about it, and I knew Brad had done it the last time, and I'm not one to get up and speak, so, and I generally just do it by the seat of my pants. But yeah, I went to the VMAs last year, right?
yes.
Lose track of time. It was really a good opportunity to kind of understand what the whole Cutco is about, what they do, what opportunities they have. It was great seeing everybody getting recognized. Like you said, they're always wanting everybody to feel special, and everybody is. And so they find every way they can to recognize each individual. They get to come across stage. You see the big checks people are making, the opportunities, and you also get to find out how the business is structured. I'm sure you all have heard, multi-level marketing, blah, blah, blah. No, and you get to really see why that's not the case and how they structure it and their growth. It was last year they added a new region, right?
Added two.
So they added and division.
Yeah, two divisions. I was one to do with it.
Yeah, I got it wrong last year too. So just staying consistent. But they were continuing to expand. And so with that expansion, you can see where then people have positions to move up into. So everyone has that opportunity to move up different levels. Jacob started out as sales, he's done branch, he's about to do district. There's tons of opportunities. They do everything they can to help you, give you every opportunity to educate yourself. I'll be honest, I love my son. I never saw him doing this kind of thing. I never saw him being as a manager. He was a ball player, did well in school, don't get me wrong on that. But he was kind of like me in that, we're kind of shy. We don't really talking to people, we don't know that can be kind of a struggle for us. And to see him come out of his shell doing this and developing into who he is, it's been amazing. I know Brandon's been a great help in doing that. I'm not taking any credit in that. I'm there to support him, but like I said, I'm just not an IT geek, and I'll never be in management, never be in that kind of position. But we have great conversations about what he's learned, what Brandon teaches him, what he's experienced in being a branch manager, what he learned from it, how he's applying it, what he learned from Brandon, how he's applying it, and then we'll kind of talk perspectives. And so that's really, I've been really great to be able to sit down and have these kind of conversations with my kids. I've got 3 and they're all doing very well, 18, 20, and 26. And but it's really been good because he'll come in and he'll talk to him about what's going on, his success, and it's amazing. And the VMAs, to see him get to walk up there, to get to talk to everybody, it amazed me. It doesn't matter what level. I got to meet Jeff, spoke with Jeff, got to spend some time with Parker. Everybody is open to talk to you about anything in relation, explain what's going on, anything that they can do. And it's excitement. I mean, you don't see frowns. Everybody is just so happy and excited to be doing what they're doing. And it's amazing. And I'll say as a parent, you know, not knowing a lot of it, you kind of talk to them about it and hear some things, but they actually had parent session. I don't know if they're gonna do it again this year or not. Okay, they had a parent session, and that's where I really had my wow moment with them. They're explaining that, you know, the ideal is, you know, bringing in college kids, they're doing this while they're in school, earning their degrees. And if they want to stay with the company, phenomenal. Open arms, welcome. Hey, let's go. But if they don't, great. Been phenomenal working with you. It's a very give relationship. And so the door's always open. They can stay, or they can just say, hey, this has been phenomenal. I'm going to take what I've learned and what I've done in college, and I'm going to go here. And then for some, Jacob's one, he didn't stay in school. He started, he was in school, he was playing baseball, and he was doing this. And then he decided that I'm learning more and doing this than I feel like being in school for me. And he decided he had had enough of baseball. He went, played in college, and he was like, I'm gonna go. I'm good. And so now this is what he does first time, and he's done well, continuing to succeed. And but yeah, these VMAs, I highly encourage you, if you can go, to go. It's great. You get to get dressed up. Phenomenal food, phenomenal place. We went and hung out, had a real nice time.
Those wings were amazing.
That was
Those wings
that
were
was
good.
the bomb, and that was just right outside the hotel.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a great opportunity to spend time with your child and see them get recognized and see what potential and everything the company has for them.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chris. At the end, I will have question and answer time. That way, if you have any questions specifically for him, feel free to ask as well, okay? Next up, we have Jacob Franklin. Jacob started with me about a year and a half ago. We were actually talking about this earlier. I was like, when's your Cutco birthday? Like, trying to figure that out. So he's literally like 6 months away from his 2-year anniversary. That said, I've loved watching this kid grow. Just because when he started, he was very similar to me. I came out of high school as a cocky, know-it-all baseball player, and I did not know how to communicate. Everything I said sounded arrogant, even when I didn't mean to, and I would offend people, right? And so that's really what appealed me to the job, was learning how to be a professional. And so this kid comes in, figures out the job really quickly, doesn't even really try that hard, but we have what's called a fast start wall right here, and he broke Raymond Knuckles' record that sat for 3 years. When Raymond started, he sold $10,400 in his first 10 days. Jacob sold $14,367. That got to live for a year, and then Molly Brinkman came and, beat it. But hey, that's cool, right? But it's been really cool to watch him go from that sense of arrogance to that sense of humble to now having that confidence, understanding he knows who he is. So, Jacob, take 5 minutes real quick. Just talk about your experience, what it's been to be a manager, what it's been to grow through the company, and then come over here so these people on Zoom can see you too.
Right. So, I guess experience wise, what I've learned over the past year and a half has been all over the place. It's been not just how am I going to be a manager? How am I going to be a sales rep? It's more of how am I going to grow emotionally too. This last year and a half, it's what I've learned here has helped me grow in any hardship that I've had over the past year and a half. And that's really one of the big things that I can truly give credit to Cutco and all of Brandon and Parker and Jeff, and that they've helped me realize how to deal not only with emotions when it comes to relationships or anything like that, but especially when it comes to professional relationships, actual friendships, relationships, how to have that relationship with a representative to where you can kind of relate to their level too as a manager. And so really that's where I'm going to start off first. Is it's really showed me how to grow up, how to be an adult. And being 18 when I started this, I was, like you said, I was arrogant. I was just kind of thinking I'm better than everybody. And now I kind of can see where everybody's at, no matter where they're at. So I've been able to talk with Jed over this past couple of weeks. I really got to know him really well. With Alyssa over the past couple of months, really good to talk to her and see where everyone's at. Here, especially, like I saw your mom at Fantasy at Trees, and I was like, who is Brandon talking to? Who is he recruiting at the stands? So it's really cool. Just over the past year and a half, just how I can grow emotionally, and really professionally, it's shown me how to not only manage people but manage myself as well. So I know how to maintain a schedule. I've learned a schedule and how to actually keep it. And that's skills that I never learned in school. School never really taught me that. They taught me, hey, follow your school schedule and do what you want in your free time. Never taught me how to manage my study times. It never taught me how to manage my free time, how to manage where I'm going, what I'm doing. So that's really a couple things that I've really loved about it. Running my own office was an experience. It showed me how it is to actually run a business. And it's not easy. I found out the hard way. It's not as easy as some people may look. They look at a lot of Elon Musk and all of them, and they don't show where they started. And so last year I got to really experience how it is to run my own business, my own bills, how to be that adult that I wasn't expecting to be.
He even
So-
negotiated his own office lease this summer for a 4-month lease when most places at a minimum want you for a year or two. Sorry, had to throw that in here.
But it's like to learn how to talk to realtors, how to talk to people to negotiate rather than just settle for a price. And that's something that I'll take into when I'm getting an apartment this next year, because I'm not going to settle for where I'm at to see what I can negotiate and where I can go from there. So that's really just skills I would never have learned while I was in school. And ultimately why I stopped going to school was I knew a lot of what they were teaching already. I was in communications class. At that point, I was doing 10 demos in the week during the summer. I didn't have to really learn communication skills. I learned it all while I was here. Business management, I was learning that at ELA, the Leadership Academy. I got to really learn how to be a leader in a business anyways. So I knew a lot what they were teaching there. The only thing I didn't here was how to do algebraic functions. That's about the only thing that I learned from school over the past semester. And just skills I've learned, how I've grown over the past year and a half. I would have never seen myself here a year and a half ago. I saw this as a weird knife job when I first started. And I'll say that's maybe being a career for me. So that's really all I got to experience so far.
Thank you, sir. That said, let me go ahead and put a disclaimer out there. My goal is not to have your kids quit school, right? At all, right? I'm fully for finishing college. Find your passion, find your path if that's what you want to pursue, and do it, right? Sometimes you need a degree to be able to reach those next levels for what you want. I love Nicholas Crabtree. He graduated from UTK, and it was funny because he called Parker after he did his interview with PepsiCo, and he's like, "Hey, Parker, man, I believe you." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I just got out of my interview with PepsiCo, and all they asked me about was my Cutco experience." And he didn't even branch. He just was an assistant manager for the summer. And he had all these different examples of, give me a time where you had to battle hardship in a business. Give me a time that you had to overcome adversity. And he had story after story after story because of the experience he gains. He's like, so I want to say thank you because they just signed me to a $70,000 a year salary, company car, all the benefits. Right. And so that's just really cool. I love hearing those stories because like it's selling knives, right? Your first inclination's like, no, you're not getting real skills. But I've loved watching the experience change my life for sure, but also change the life of everybody that I've gotten to touch through this weird little knife opportunity too. So I got one more speaker. Mr. Raymond Knuckles, are you active? Are you live?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I cannot see you, but I can see you now. Oh yeah, Raymond's bald by the way now. So that's why I gave that little disclaimer because when he started, he was not bald. Hang on 1 second, Raymond. We might have a little glitch on the Zoom.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Let me reclaim host real quick. Team, what do we say when we have tech issues? Oh, that did not hit like I thought.
No.
That did not hit. Yeah, I was looking for no problem, but you know, I did not prep them for that, so that's okay. Yes, all the ways, all the ways. Close that window. We'll come back. We'll sign back in. There we go. All right, Mr. Knuckles, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna spotlight you. All right. And the floor mutes. Unmutes. Is yours.
Awesome. I can't see anybody. There's my mom. That's fun. What's up? How are y'all doing? You don't have to. All right. There's my little brother. Brandon, thanks so much for letting me come on and say a few words. I'm super excited about it. Big shout out to you all parents for being there. That's massive. I think, supporting your kid is probably the biggest reason that I was successful with Cutco. And I give all glory to God for all the things I was able to accomplish with Cutco. I started selling Cutco because I wanted to figure out how I was going to pay for school and be able to do fun stuff. And I went into college 100% dead set on playing a bunch of football and going to law school. And I spent 10 days with Cutco, giving it my all, because one of my friends that, well, soon to be friends, that I met at school had done this job and sold a whole bunch of knives and made a bunch of money and told me that I should do it. And I did. And it seemed crazy. But my parents didn't doubt me one time. My mom and my dad didn't question it. They were like, okay, do it. We trust you, man. Go work hard. And praise the Lord, that's what I went out there and did. With Cutco, you got the opportunity to put yourself in rooms that otherwise wouldn't be possible. I can't tell you how many times I was in a house that was worth 15 times the house that I grew up in. And it was just amazing to see how people were living. I can't tell you how many times I got to listen to people who were so far advanced in business, in life, that I was able to learn so many lessons from. And those rooms were made possible through the vehicle of Cutco. It's never about the knives. As awesome as they are, I'm sure some of you have them in your house. That's not what it's about at all. It's truly about giving somebody a vehicle and an opportunity to be able to harness their skills and set themselves up for the future. So I went into school planning on being a lawyer. Those plans changed really quickly after I got to do this job for a little bit. First summer, got to win a scholarship, and then that was really awesome. It's cool getting a nice little check from a company because you worked hard during the summer. And then I proceeded to do it through school. I think Cutco is the greatest opportunity for a college kid. Never had to ask anybody for any money. Praise the Lord for that. And that's because I was able to work from my dorm room, hop on a Zoom, drive to some of the craziest parts of the country and really get to experience amazing lifestyles, things that I didn't even know existed coming from little old Greene County. I like to say the armpit of Tennessee sometimes. But with Cutco, what your kid's going to be able to create is options for their future. I wasn't a big fan of school. I didn't like it. It wasn't something that meshed well with me, but I understood that it was a process and a vehicle. And I took Cutco as a challenge and as a task to be a process and a vehicle as well. Going through college, there were countless job offers that I got and countless internship offers that I got throughout my summers. And I decided to just keep selling knives. I didn't know why. I didn't know where it was going to go to. I didn't have any super big intentions. My goal was just, what do I have in front of me that I can apply myself to and that can generate income for me and that can help me harness my skills? And that's what this stage of life is about. So as all your parents, I would encourage you to just encourage your kids to acquire skills. It's not about the income. It's what can they do that nobody else can do? Sure, there's somebody that can get an awesome $80,000 a year job right out of school. But what skills have they harnessed to be able to propel themselves beyond that? What allows them to excel to the top of their field? With Cutco, people have the ability to harness so many different aspects of their fundamental development, and that is an awesome vehicle. So fast forward to now, today, I hadn't interviewed for any jobs. Every time, as soon as school ended, there were people calling me, hey, you need to go interview with this company. Hey, you need to go do this. And the way that I found my career now is purely due to the fact that I called Kayla Janeway and did a Cutco presentation. And after the presentation, she said, you need to talk to my husband. And he gave me a call, and fast forward till today, they've flown me to plenty of company trips. They had me down for a lot of different Christmas parties. We were truly recruited as an A+ prospect. And it's pretty cool to be recruited on the job market as a college kid leaving, not accomplished anything in life yet, but having the ability to be treated like a 5-star recruit. And that's what Cutco allowed for me to do. There was no interview process. There was no, hey, what are your qualifications? It was, okay, we see your resume. What do you need from us to know that we're going to be a good home for you? It's about setting yourself up for an amazing future. It's about setting yourself up to be able to be in control of your life, in control of your time, and Cutco allows you to do that. So there's tons of fun memories. There's tons of fun things that I got to do. My best friends to this day are people that sold Cutco. And that's because they don't think like normal people do. They think outside the box. They think aggressively. They think for the future, not for now. And that is what Cutco helps to mold young professionals into. It helps to mold them into people that dream big, have big vision. And I think the best thing that I had in my corner was my parents that were supporting me along the way, saying, you got it, keep killing it, keep crushing it. I'm so proud of you. And I feel like those are the most powerful words that your kids can hear in such a hard job. Cutco's hard. It's not easy. You don't get to be treated well by future employers. You don't get to have great skills. You don't get to travel all over the world without it being hard. And the biggest thing that you can do for your kids is tell them how proud of them that you are, for them taking such a big step and working at something that's much bigger than just a paycheck.
Love that. Thank you, Mr. Knuckles. I switched the volume so that way it would echo more, but I need to mute that one too, don't I? Cool, I got it thinking. So, 2 disclaimers. 1, Raymond tried to quit school because this company was like, yo, like, we don't even care if you finish school. We want you right now. Like, you don't have to finish. And it was his last semester. And I'm like, dude, like, had we had this conversation freshman year? Maybe. But dude, you got a semester left. Freaking get the diploma, right? You're right there. Okay. A ton of awesome stories about Raymond. I kind of shared a little bit earlier about him too. But this is the time where I kind of want to open up the floor for questions and answers. So whether it's to me, whether it's to Raymond, to Chris, to Jacob, or anybody else that's in the room, what questions are still on your brain? What would you like to know about? What questions do you have? The floor is open.
Any predictions? Any predictions?
I do not know if they're talking to us or if that was talking to us, Mr. Sprouse.
It's the defense, man.
No, I think my husband's talking in his other meeting. Sorry.
Got you. All right, cool. Again, it can be any question that you have. It can be personal, it can be professional. What are your intentions with my son or daughter, right? Like whatever questions you have, they're unanswered. Please ask, because I do this biannually to be able to offer this as a platform, because this vehicle, as Raymond calls it, is special. So, does anybody have any questions?
What do you do now, Raymond?
Oh,
Now,
Raymond. Yes.
where did that come from?
Aliana, Alyssa's mother.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Tired.
Awesome.
Sleeping.
So now I work in financial planning. So I'm with Northwestern Mutual up here in Johnson City and work in financial planning and spend my days here at the office, meeting with awesome people, solving big problems, and talking about the most stressful thing in people's lives, which 9 times out of 10 is money.
Well, do you make more money than you made a podcast?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Not yet. I had 4 years of Cutco and did pretty well. I was very blessed, but this has been an excellent stepping stone. I'm definitely not taking a step backwards for sure.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank you for the question for sure.
Anybody else? Any question? Nothing's really off limits.
He's my financial advisor and I have to brag on him. So it's awesome to have Cutco to I'm gonna cry. Raymond, you did it. You made me cry. Listen, I did good in the intro. I didn't even cry, Raymond. You would have been proud. But I just want to say that, you know, these kids do amazing things. And they surprise you all the time. So give them an opportunity to spread their wings and just shoot for the stars. So,
Thank you, Renata, for 2 amazing kids, and I can't wait to train the other 2.
Good luck with the last one.
Thanks, Mammy.
Any
And
questions?
to echo the point that my mom made, just to echo that, there were times they pushed me too. They're like, "Well, are you working?" I'm like, "What do you mean about working? I thought you were just happy that I was just doing something." So I don't think there's anything wrong with you driving your kids to be successful. And just so you know, like there is no ceiling for what they can do with Cutco. Like I was blessed enough to make more than my parents did during this job while I was in school, while I was taking classes full time. Like there is no cap to what your kids can do. So I'm sure you've already probably highlighted that, right, Brendan?
We've talked about a couple of checks or 2, you know.
I want to throw something out there. Just recently, Raymond and I had a conversation about how many times were you broke?
Oh, that's a good question.
Go ahead, Raymond. And tell them what you did when you found yourself broke.
I found myself broke many times. Once when I went off to college and decided not to work and just thought, oh, well, I'll be all right. I'm playing football this season, so I don't have to work anymore. And then I turned around and I was like, oh, I don't have any money anymore. And that was an incredibly valuable lesson because I can't go buy steaks every night like I once was doing. So now I've got to go get to work. The other time I was studying abroad in Barcelona and I just ran out of money. And I was like, oh, I didn't do anything. And that was a great opportunity because with Cutco, they have awesome forced savings that forces their reps to save. So I was blessed to turn around and be like, oh, look, there's, tens of thousands of dollars that I just forgotten about. That's pretty cool to see and know that I'm going to be okay. And then most recent time, it was awesome. It was right after I came back from Barcelona, and I decided that I was going to go do something crazy, doing door-to-door solar sales for a month. So I spent a month up in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania, came back, and again had zero money, and had no other option or no other choice in my mind but to work. And Cutco provided that avenue for me to do that, and didn't look back from that summer going into my senior year. Thanks, Mom. Those are fun times.
Yeah,
Eating triple cheeseburgers from McDonald's because there's nothing else that I can afford.
No, and it's so funny too, because one thing for me is I'm not a limiter. So like if somebody comes to me with an idea, hey, I want to try this. Like I remember the phone call with him saying, hey, I want to go try this out. And I'm like, Raymond, tell me, what's your experience in door knocking? Oh man, I have none, but like I know how to talk to people because of this opportunity, and like they have a great training program. So how long are you going to be gone? Oh man, it's just a month for training, and then I'll be able to come down here and do it too. And he came back for that month, and he's like, all right, coach, I need to get some demos. Right. And so it's always cool to watch them. As Chris said, we don't hold people here, right? If they want to go on, they want to try something new, I'm all for it. One of my biggest philosophies with being a manager here is a lot of companies are afraid to train their people to be great. My fear is if I don't train them to be great, what if they stay? If they leave, great, awesome. I'm glad my resume was able to help them achieve something. But like, if they're not going to be great here, why would I want to keep them anyways? Right. So this company, like I said, special. I really do care about every team member. For instance, I'm sure that y'all know about what's going on with Audrey. My heart breaks for them, right? Because Audrey's been awesome to work with for 2 months. Long story short, her younger brother passed away, unfortunately, this past week. And so it's from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate y'all coming today. I appreciate y'all supporting your kids. And life's short. We got to go after it with everything we've got and be intentional. So any other questions for Raymond, Renata, Chris, Jacob, myself that y'all would like to ask? If there are none, do me a favor real quick. Open your phones up. I just want to make sure that y'all have my first day. Huh? I'm gonna give my 423. Yeah, no, the business. My phone number 23 as well. It is 423-503-4418. 4418. So at any time that you have a question, don't hesitate to reach out. Truly, I'm here as a vehicle for your kids to be great and to answer any questions that you have for me. But do we have any other questions? Last chance. Cool. Well, on that note, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for your hour of time. I know that y'all could be doing anything else with it. It truly does mean a lot that y'all chose to spend this hour with us. I would love to shake your hand on the way out. And again, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for your time. Miss Sprouse, Renata, y'all be blessed. I can't wait to meet you in person, Renata. Crazy we haven't met yet.
I know, right? It's very
Wow.
crazy. Definitely looking forward to it.
If you need financial advice, Raymond is one of the best pieces in the business. He hit something called P40 under. I can talk more about it. But long story short, he worked so hard in his first like 6-8 months with his company that they gave him a private office for free for 18 months. So like truly crushing it.
Awesome, Raymond.
Yeah, keep crushing, bro. John.
Bye.
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 Bye, Renata. Bye, Mrs. Sprout.
Goodbye.
Hey, coach. Hello? Brandon, can you hear me?
Any questions? Really proud of her. Just have to watch out for those.
Is my stuff broken? Brandon, can you hear me? Coach, can you hear me?
8 o'clock, next cutoff.
There, but I'm back here.
We're talking about. Mine started at 8, and then I finally got to 10, and then I lost that room, and went back to 9, and then I'm getting 10.
Oh, no, that was my house tires. We gotta swim on it. Get out.
Great thing about the Lord, y'all.
Yeah. I was thinking today, I was like, I'm living through the game, and then I was like, they still in the play.
I'll see you.
I was like, I thought they were.
Great.
I've talked to him. See, I don't know who to. I'm not alone in Texas and when.
Pushing him to be great.
I'm only proud of him because of his. We say from force.
Like I said, when it comes down to our team, there was a time where I was like, oh, maybe I don't want them here long term. Everybody's solid, and it's been so cool to watch how consistent. So, you have any questions? Do you have my number now?
Oh, we're from London.
You drive safe going home. Mr. Email, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, that French stuff.
Yes, let me print that out. So I will wait to take your hand until I tell you that. Thank you. I was asking, I was like, are I gonna make it too?
It was smart. He's only in town like. Yeah, he'll be shaking it.
Yeah, I saw his Snapchat story and I was like, dude, you're a cute.
Yes, the first.
We checked it all out.
You met him, but that was so.
Next year, we'll make sure we do this on like a Friday night. So you
Cause I screenshot it and that's sent it to her.
You doing another one today?
Oh, I texted Brandon. I said, Brandon, where are we getting these kids?
So the brand ambassador you got out here, Alyssa got here.
I know, I'll make sure I see you. Yeah, that's all I'm, this is story, I was like, no, I'll drive safe going home. The kids are gonna fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on my train.
Oh, yeah, I think I'll be good. How was training today?
Mary Kate's one of the only ones that didn't show.
Really?
Yeah, so text her, hey girl, what happened? It's probably something to do with what happened last year. Yeah. Yeah,
No.
you know Mary Kate? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's her last name?
it's like Mary Kate.
M-A-C, Donald,
I didn't know
not
that.
Mitt Donald, Matt. Donald.
I never knew her last name.
Never last name.
That is the definition. Yeah, y'all drive safe going home. Did y'all have any questions? Y'all just wanna hang out?
We'll probably go get a sled.
That's a good investment.
In preparation.
Yeah, I've already like taken training and I was like, you know what, guys, we're planning on being virtual. So nobody drive in tomorrow. Like, we're just gonna do it virtual. For the first time ever, I actually gave out sample kits today, which like, there's sometimes just like one person that'll fall off between day 1 and 2. And so it's like a big gamble, but Jacob ran training today because I had an emergency and, it's like, hey, they're all good. So we'll see how it plays out. But snow day is gonna be fun either way.
Yeah.
Y'all drive safe. Okay. Good to see you, Miss Gary. Kira, see you Monday.
See you Monday. Everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Well,